So I don't usually do this, but there's a channel I watch called just give me a sec. Samus Gorman for he's very much the sort of like he does all Pixar stuff. He did a video with the Pixar timeline, I think the Disney timeline and the DreamWorks timeline. And I find that fun. And recently he's done a whole thing on sort of like doing every single Doctor Who episode. Now, am I the biggest Doctor Who fan? No. But one of my episodes which I think is really good is season's episode 3, which he didn't really like. And I just wanted to say why I think it is a good episode. So, before I get it out of the way, is he wrong for saying it's a bad episode? No. He didn't like it? Good. Not gonna. Same thing of like, if I didn't like an episode and he liked an episode, good. If I don't like it and he likes it, that's good. I just want to go in there and just talk about my things that I do like about this episode, which is the conflict. Because the whole thing deals with the Doctor. And you also have the main character of the show being the Doctor. And the reason why I like it is because you still deal with, because you don't see it as much in Matt Smith's era. If you look closely at certain moments, David Tennant definitely has the era and definitely war with. Let me just check. I need to actors of Doctor Who. No, 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 no. I'm looking for why. Uh, Christopher Eccleston. If you look at David Tennant and Christopher Eccleston, they have more examples of showing what was the pain of the time war, which was a war happened a long time ago, and you do see some effects of it more in David Tennant's and definitely more in the Christopher Eccleston period, with people talking about this. And I do think it's a good thing. You do get a bit more later on in Matt Smith, definitely when you get into the special, which is interesting. But the reason why I like A Town Called Mercy, one, it's a western, and I kind of like that trope. But that's me being like, I like that idea and being nostalgic. But what I like is you have one doctor who you have to remember essentially went to a town, went to his home planet, and even though technically speaking, spoilers for future events, he technically undid it by basically being like, oh, he locked them in a time space. Obviously, now is like the old Time Lords are dead because of X, Y, and Z. It's very complicated. But I'm going to picture it into time period it was, which was we don't know about the Time Law, and they're all dead. So we don't know they're in a time pause, and they're all dead. Through his eyes and his memories, he murdered every single one of the Time Lords. And even between the times of that and now, you don't really see any other Time Lords besides the Master, who is currently dead because he's not Matt Smith's era, but he's not in Matt Smith's era between him regenerating into Matt Smith's Doctor and now in A Town Named Mercy. So he is the only one. So he did something and he's trying to be a good person. And when you see this robot who's created by someone else, by this group of scientists, including one person who called himself a doctor, the idea of him getting annoyed, I think is interesting because it's two doctors who are forced to make a devastating choice. One, to create a monster to finish a war, and one to just destroy the war off the map to finish it entirely. It is dark. I also like the idea of someone looking in and thinking about like the battle between like the idea of like was and I like the idea of like he tried to save him, but the other doctor was right. Even if he ran, even if he ran away from this planet, even if he ran away from the solar system, even if he ran to the edge of the known universe and went through there to the other side, he wouldn't be safe. It's one of the things which I'm currently playing right now is 1,000 times resist. And it's all about resisting. But the one thing that I like through here is the idea of someone who knows no matter what he does, he can't stop this. This is inevitable. It's the same thing where I like with Don't Look Up. At a certain point when they know they can't do anything, nothing will change. They'll go to a house and have a meal. It's not much. It's just a meal. I think they just have a roast. I don't remember what they have. What's the meal they have in Don't Look Up? I'll just double check. Don't. I love that I go straight from sounding like I really know what I'm talking about to I need to Google something. Last. What was it? I think it's a roast. Um. Oh yeah, no, it's fried chicken and pie. Oh. Anyway, they just have one meal together as a family. And I like that idea. It both shows earlier on in the episode the dynamic between the doctor trying through all these ways to save everyone, and when legitimately the other doctor with the thing on his eye does say a lot of like legitimately like dark things, trying to persuade why making this monster was the right decision, trying to take someone and turn them into a weapon was a right choice. Which it's complicated. It does that in a fun way, alongside having him think about what the choices he had to make when he was lost in an actual war. And then you get alongside the ending choice because the whole town got together. And definitely when you have the choice of him actually, some of the other people trying to kill, I definitely like the scene where the doctor goes, like, have you shot a gun before? Because it's really interesting about thinking about what it is to shoot a gun. And that's why I like this episode, because it makes you think in that way. Because the doctor, in his mind, and when this is aired, how you have to think about it, in his eyes, he blew up his planet. The planet is gone. And this doctor also literally ripped a person apart, shoved things together to make a monster. Two people trying to make a choice to end a war. And that's what I like. It's already said, but I like it because it's not said. Because you have to look into these moments. Is this YouTuber ever going to see me? No, absolutely not. This is just me talking about this episode, which I like. I love the things that he says. I do like. There's some things I would more, but he does 1 minute. I do 10. But yeah, I don't know if I'll talk about other episodes. I don't know. I don't really want to talk to Who that much, and I do like Matt Smith's era, but I don't have much to say that other people haven't said. I just wanted to talk about this episode because I watched it. I'm like, I want to talk about it, and then I kept forgetting to do it. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. I hope you like this video, and yeah, good night.